Hello, I'm Dell with Healing Frequencies Music, and I'm here to talk to you today about Song of the Month. And as you can see, I'm in my studio in my house, which is in beautiful North Idaho. And as I always say, go Vandals. So, on that note, Song of the Month started maybe 6 years ago. I don't even remember. But it's all based on the Hebraic calendar and the idea of the Hebrew people going every year in a cyclical manner of where they're doing things to bring their entire being into a greater relationship with Yod He Vav He, or they're not allowed to say the name Yahweh. They would call God El or Elohim, or they had several other names, Hashem, a variety of names that they would use for their God. The whole point is they actually had a culture of working through personal issues and things in their life where that every year they brought a greater level of maturity into their being so that they would have the materials needed for the next year to bring them to another level of intimacy with their God. But each month, interestingly enough, has a specific meaning to it that is to, okay, you go back and you look into your past. What can you change? Right? You're in a season of marinating now. Okay, now we're in another season. It's a new year. What can we do to bring yourself into new year? In the month of Nisan, you're coming out of your personal Egypt. That's when the Israelites had the Exodus. So we look at, okay, they're leaving their real Egypt, but what's our personal Egypt that we can leave behind past patterns, past things that we don't need anymore. We might be used to those things. I mean, if you can imagine the Israelites, when they were leaving Egypt, they didn't know anything other than being in slavery. They had to learn a whole new way of living their life. So each year in the Hebrew month, we take a theme and how can we learn a whole new way of doing something that we didn't know before? So Song of the Month is meant to bring you into your own personal identity, in your own giftings and the things that are God-given talents and giftings within you. And a lot of that will be, okay, I don't need this anymore, gone. I don't need that anymore either. So there's a lot of things that we have to get rid of, like I don't need that anymore, so that you can accept something that's new. And this is being recorded in November of 2022. And the last 2 years, I've kept the Hebrew month theme, but I am now sending out Song of the Month between the 1st and 5th of every, what we call Gregorian calendar month. So it will go out at the beginning of December, the beginning of January, the beginning of February, and it will, so whatever Hebrew month we happen to be in at that time, that's what we will focus on, how we move into this next year. And I'm finding that even as I am doing this, it's changing me as well. What happens with the music for the Song of the Month, I create a specific piece of music about 10, 12 minutes long that you can listen to. The whole purpose behind the Song of the Month is to activate you. If we don't take personal responsibility in looking at the things in our lives and changing the things that we don't like, or the things that are not helping us, if we don't take personal responsibility in that, it's going to take longer. So I provide an activation. So you get a piece of music alone, instrumental music only. And then that same music, there's a voiceover activation, which you use your imagination, you journal and you write things that come to your mind that you can use to activate your entire system, your spirit, your soul, and your body. Your spirit functions through your imagination, because it's seeing from the eyes of our heart. What comes from our heart is truly who we are. So we're learning to see from the eyes of our heart, not the eyes of our brain. And so it's looking at life from a totally different perspective. So I help you learn how to do that so that you're journaling something and all of a sudden something comes flying into your head. You're like, dude, where'd that come from? Did that come from left field? Well, probably not. Your spirit, your subconscious is talking to you saying, hey, this is something you might want to consider. And we tend to throw those things out the window when they just seem so far out. But those are the things that we learn to pay attention to and to look at and say, okay, what does this mean? And then you go down that rabbit hole for the entire month. And so if you do the song every day and you just keep building upon that and building upon that, you're going to learn a lot of amazing things about yourself and a few things that you might not like as much that you can change. But the beauty of it is, even with the things that we don't like, we can welcome that, because how many times have I done something that I didn't know I was doing, and all of a sudden I'm made known, not necessarily by other people, but something from my subconscious comes up within me and says, have you thought about that? Is that really helpful for you? And those are the things that come out in the Song of the Month subscription. And it's a journey to help you step into a new level of wholeness, spirit, soul, and body, with an activation that helps you become responsible for your own healing, spirit, soul, and body in your life. So I welcome you to join the Song of the Month subscription. There is a link in the description below for you to subscribe to Song of the Month. So I would love to have you as part of the subscription. So until next time, we'll see you later.